It's food, fun, and farms on today's Let's Learn Minecraft. Hey guys, welcome back to another Let's Learn Minecraft. So today we're going to talk about farms and food. So let's just run over here into our little farm section and let's grab a hoe and some food. All right, great. So the first thing you're going to want to do with any farm is find some seeds. And once you've got seeds, you're going to want to go ahead and take a hoe and get the soil ready. So we'll go ahead and do that right here. So you're going to want to have a water block within 4 blocks of your farm area. So with the, just get this all done, and then right here. Okay, so now that we've got this whole farm area ready, you can see some of these blocks are starting to turn a darker brown, and some of them are reverting back to regular dirt. So the difference between these two is these blocks right here that are getting darker are becoming hydrated. They're within 4 blocks of a water block, so they will stay as farm capable blocks indefinitely. However, these blocks over here, being that they're 5 blocks or more away, will not get hydrated and will turn back into regular dirt. So what we have here is a fun little farm. It's 8 blocks wide, 8 blocks deep, 64 blocks in total, and we've got water running down the sides so that all the blocks are able to get water. So here we've got wheat, over here we've got potatoes, over here we have carrots, and last we have the new addition for 1.9, the beetroot. Then there's 2 other types that I wanted to talk about. We've got melons and we have pumpkins. So you can't really eat pumpkins with one small exception, but melons you can just pick up and go. So you just go ahead and plant the seeds, and you're going to want to keep a little area directly around them to allow them to drop a melon once the stalk or the vine matures, and then you'll be able to pick them up and a new melon will grow or pumpkin will grow in that spot. So now I've got a real quick farm. I just have 2 rows of the wheat, 2 rows of the beets, 2 rows of carrots, and 2 rows of pumpkins. And if we go right here and we just push this little button, water will spurt out and all of these hoppers will pick up all of, or at least most of the stuff. So then it will travel down here and right into this chest. And you can see we have some dark oak saplings. That's weird. We have some potatoes and we have some other things starting to flow in. So now one other thing I wanted to show you guys was right here we've got kind of a little fenced off area, water running down the side. But if we pull this lever, out pops a farmer. And the farmer will go around and take whatever he has and he'll plant them into this already ready little area where he can plant his seeds. So he should have all of the different kinds of seeds, and we might check back with this guy later. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was cocoa beans. Cocoa beans you can find in jungle biomes, and then you can put the seeds on the side of trees and they will develop into cocoa plants where you can harvest them, and then you'll be able to make different things with them. So then the other type of food gathering that you have an option for is fishing. So if I just go in here and grab a fishing pole, there we go. You can just cast it into the water and wait for a fish to come along and bite on your hook. Fishing can take a little while, so you might want to be patient. Next up, we've got sometimes when you head down into a cave, you'll see mushrooms. You definitely want to maybe pick those up sometimes because you can use those to make food. And then the last item I just wanted to mention was the chorus fruit. This is a new addition to the end in 1.9, and it is something that doesn't help you with your hunger or saturation, but it is something fun to play with. So then let's talk about how to make food. So there's 2 items that you'll need in order to make food. One of them being the furnace and the other one being a crafting bench. So if you get your hands on either one of those two, which you should already have, you'll be able to make everything we talk about today. Okay, so let's talk about animals. So first up, we've got cows. So let me just grab these items out of here. So cows are breedable with wheat. All you do is go ahead and feed the cows some wheat, and they will find each other, and then you will get some baby cows. There's the little baby cows. Hi, baby cows, eat some wheat. Now, if you use the bucket on an adult cow, you will get milk. And milk is useful in some crafting recipes, and you can use it to cure poison. Now, if you kill the cows, you'll get raw beef and leather. So with mushrooms, let me grab these items. So mushrooms and cows are very similar. They still use wheat to make babies. So we'll go ahead and feed all you guys, and then we'll have some little baby cows, little baby mushrooms coming out. Now you can also use the bucket on them, and they will give you milk, but additionally you can use a bowl and it will make you mushroom stew. Now if you use shears on a mushroom, they will pop off their mushrooms, giving you some red mushrooms, and they will turn into a cow. So put these things back real quick, and we will move on. So yeah, so you'll get raw beef if you kill them, you'll get leather, milk, red mushrooms if you use shears, and mushroom stew. So let's talk about pigs. So I'm just going to grab a couple of beetroot, a couple of carrots, and we'll get in here and feed these guys 2 carrots, and we'll feed these guys 2 beets, and we have a couple little baby pigs. Hello, baby pig. So cute. So the pig will drop raw pork chops, and if you have a saddle and a carrot on a stick, you can use the pig as a source of transportation. So you just put the saddle on them, and you can ride them until you don't want to anymore. So let's talk about chickens for a second. Chickens are breedable with seeds. So we just go up, give them a click, feed them some seeds, and then you will have a couple little baby chickens. Additionally, eggs, if thrown on the ground, if you're lucky, sometimes will, there we go, spawn a little baby chicken. Oh, sorry, baby chicken. So chickens will drop raw chicken, they will drop feathers, and of course they will lay eggs. Now for sheeps are breedable using wool and or using wheat rather. So we'll just go in here and feed a couple of these guys some wheat. And there we go. And then also you can use shears on them to get the wool off. So we'll just go ahead and do that real quick. And we have all of the wool now. So much wool. Shears do not work on baby sheep, as you can see here. And additionally, on top of eating wheat, they also will chew up your grass. So let's just throw all these things back in here. And our last animal on the list today are rabbits. So I'll just go up here and grab these things. So with rabbits, you have a couple of options. You can use dandelions to feed them. There you go. You can use golden carrots, or you can use regular carrots. I'll use another dandelion for that guy. There you go. And then you will have a little baby rabbit. Hi, little baby rabbits. Oh, look how cute you guys are. Oh, you want my dandelions, huh? Okay, here you go. You want a golden carrot? I'll give you a golden carrot. And I'll give you a regular carrot. There we go. Alright, so that pretty much covers animals. The only other thing I want to mention is with rabbits, you will get raw rabbit. You'll get rabbit hide, which can be combined with 3 other rabbit hides to make one full-size piece of leather. And occasionally you will get a rabbit's foot, which you can use in some potions. So let's move on to cooking. Okay, so before we talk about food and cooking, I just wanted to talk about saturation. So saturation is an invisible score that basically tells you when you're going to get hungry. That's the easiest way I can explain it. So the higher the saturation value, the longer it will be before your little food bar there starts to go down. And on a side note, in peaceful mode, saturation is not a score that is used. So if you're in peaceful, you're never going to get hungry. So let's talk about cooking. So first off, we have raw beef. So when you kill a cow or a mushroom, you're gonna get a piece of raw beef. If you eat the raw beef by itself, it's gonna replace 3 food haunches, and it's gonna give you a saturation of 1.8. So that's pretty low. But if you cook it in a furnace, or if you use an enchanted sword with a fire enchant on it, you'll get steak. And steak will give you a food score of 8, and it will give you a 12.8 saturation level. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty high one. Next up, if you grab that bowl and you scoop up some mushroom stew from the mushroom over there, mushroom stew, it's going to replace 6 food bars and give you a saturation score of 7.2. So then we'll move over to the pig. So the pig is going to drop a pork chop unless you set them on fire, in which case you'll get a cooked pork chop instead of a raw pork chop. So the raw pork chop will give you a food score of 3, where the saturation will only be 1.8. But the cooked pork chop will give you a food increase of 8 with a saturation score of 12.8. So chicken. So you just cook some chicken up. It goes from raw chicken. Raw chicken will give you 2 food points, and it'll give you a little over 1.2, somewhere in that range of saturation. But chicken, eating it raw, could result in hunger, which could drain your hunger bar even faster. But cooked chicken will give you 6 food points, and it'll give you 7 saturation. So basically, the short story on this is that you're always going to get better food points and better saturation if you cook your food. So now raw mutton, it will turn into cooked mutton. You just have to cook it. And then we have rabbit. Raw rabbit will turn into cooked rabbit. Fish will turn into cooked fish. And salmon will turn into cooked salmon. So let's move on. All right, so you made a farm and you're ready to do some farm cooking. So you're going to take 3 wheat and combine them to make 1 bread. Carrots you can just eat raw. Potatoes you can eat raw, but it's better to cook them. And if you put 1 potato in a furnace and cook it, you'll get a baked potato. And then we have the mushroom stew again. Same thing, but this time we're not going to use a mushroom. We're going to use a mushroom, a bowl, and a brown mushroom, and that will make mushroom stew. Then we've got the melon. We talked about how easy it is to get melons and how abundant they can be. So just take a melon and eat it, and you will be set for a while. So next up, the beetroots. So beetroots, like I said, was a new food item that was brought into 1.9. You just take 6 of them, and it will make you some beetroot stew. The beetroot stew is pretty good. It isn't the best, but it's not too bad. It's going to give you, I think, 6 in the way of food score. Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit more fancy foods now, like the cake. So the cake is going to take 3 buckets of milk, 2 sugars, which you can get from sugar cane, an egg, just 1 egg, and then 3 wheat. You put all that together and you get a cake. So the cake is pretty good because you can share it with your friends. You put it down on the table and then everyone can have a piece. Cookies. Cookies are just 2 wheat and some cocoa beans. And then pumpkin pie is going to be a pumpkin, an egg, and a sugar. And last up, we have the rabbit stew, which is probably the most expensive in terms of food items because it takes a rabbit, a carrot, a potato, and a mushroom along with a bowl. Now, these will not stack, so you'll have to carry around a bunch of stacks of items or just have your inventory full with rabbit stew. But the one nice thing with rabbit stew is it gives you 10 food and 12 saturation, which is a lot of saturation. So let's just talk about some of the magic items real quick. Like the golden apple. Golden apples are nice because you're going to combine all of these with an apple for, 8 ingots, 8 golden ingots. And it's going to give you 4 food, 9-ish, almost 10 saturation. But it's going to regen your health for 5 seconds. It's going to give you absorption for 2 minutes. Then we have the notch apple, or the enchanted golden apple. This does the same thing, except it's going to give you regen for 20 seconds, absorption for 2 minutes, resistance for 5 minutes, and fire resistance for 5 minutes. Next up, the golden carrot. We saw that the rabbits really like those. So that one will give you 14 food and 20 saturation. So that's kind of a lot. And it's going to require 8 golden nuggets and a carrot. And then the last item I really wanted to touch on was the glistering melon. This isn't really a food item, it's an enchanting item, but I figured since we're talking about the golden carrot, we might as well talk about the glistering melon. So that's something that you'll use for enchanting. So that's going to cover all of the good foods. I just wanted to touch on some of the bad foods real quick. So we've got the rotten flesh, which rotten flesh is not a good food. You will get it from zombies. Sometimes you'll find them, laying around first thing in the morning from where zombies have burned. It will restore 8 food points and give you 4.8 saturation, but there is a high probability that you will get hunger, which will turn your bar green, turn all your little food haunches green, and will not be a good time. Spider eyes do have the ability to be eaten. However, they only give you 2 food points and 3.2 saturation, and they will give you a poison effect for about 5 seconds. Then we've got clownfish. Clownfish are very low in terms of food saturation and food points, so you're probably going to want to steer clear of those. And then we've got the pufferfish. Pufferfish are horrible. They're really bad. They will give you a 60% chance for a poison effect. They will give you hunger for 15 seconds. They will give you nausea for 15 seconds. And the poison will be for 60 seconds. And last up, we have the poison potato. The poison potato has a very low food rating, and it also could poison you. So now you know about all of the foods in Minecraft 1.9. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like the video, leave a like. And if you want to see some more stuff like this, just let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. And remember, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Have a great day. Bye.